So here in Saqqara, we have a hydrocarbon processing facility. The main takeaway for the function of the Egyptian pyramids is that they were designed to work in conjunction with the forces of nature, not only in the power source from telluric currents and lightning, but also utilizing the abundant natural resources here in Egypt, for example, hydrocarbon deposits, which are prevalent across Egypt as the source of the raw materials for the chemical manufacturing operations. And I'll show you when we go inside the bent pyramid that it's literally built on top of a bedrock deposit of methane, the step pyramid.
Yeah.
And on the Giza Plateau, we were talking about the direct source of hydrogen sulfide gas that comes from the cave system below Giza.
Right.
So the Great Pyramid was utilizing that hydrogen sulfide gas to create sulfuric acid. Here in Saqqara, the step pyramid was extracting bedrock deposits of methane that were later converted into chemicals like methanol within the Pyramid of Wunis. And then we'll go to the serapeum, which my hypothesis for the function of the serapeum is for the production of hydrogen. So, again, the cinematic entrance into the subterranean structure. This is known as the Southern Tomb. It's a huge, vertical, rectangular, bedrock excavated chamber that emulates what we'll see inside of the step pyramid. But the unique thing about this is what you'll see down at the bottom of this shaft system. It's absolutely crazy. And so obviously the staircase that we're currently walking on is not an original part of the structure.
Obviously. شكرا صاحبي. All of this over here is also restoration. And you can take a look at this thing from the top, and then we'll go down in there and look at it from below. It's made of multiple slabs of red granite. The one inside the step pyramid is 32 pieces of red granite, with the plug being the 33rd piece. And you'll notice here that this one also has a plug in the top of the container. And the original archaeological excavations showed that this container was lined with copper. Whoa.
So the entire inside of this thing was like a copper vessel with a plug in the top of it. All right, so this is the best vantage point where you can see that the plug is two pieces. So it goes in like a feather wedge like this. And you can also see that there's a rim. Mm-hmm. It's like a wine bottle cork.
Yeah.
You know, that has a rim around it.
Yes, it's like it's been corked.
So it's a plug, cork.
It's a plug.
Exactly. So again, what is the function of this mechanism other than for gas containment? Right? So you have a plugged, pressurized container that was lined on the inside with copper. And that plug could be released. Let's say that this whole thing was filled with water. Your gas is going to percolate up to whatever was originally at the top of this system, because the gas is going to rise through the water. And you can also use water percolation, which is just gas bubbles moving through water, to clean chemicals. So for example, for removing impurities from methane gas, like sulfides, all you have to do is bubble it through water, which is a purification mechanism for hydrocarbon extraction.
Right.
Huge pieces of red granite. I don't know the exact count on this one, but I do know the one inside of the step pyramid is 32 pieces, and the plug is the 33rd piece.
Are these like bricked in sections?
So all restoration, and this was also an area that was repurposed during the Ptolemaic period. So there's Greek and Roman burials and niches and all sorts of other stuff. We'll see the same thing when we go in the Serapeum, that's also been repurposed during the Ptolemaic period. And this door here leads into yet another subterranean tunnel and passage chamber system. You have to get special permission to go into the subterranean levels of both the step pyramid and the southern tomb. But huge pieces of red granite.
Ooh. Wow.
So again, the reason that they utilized pieces of granite instead of a whole single piece. So we'll see in the Serapeum that clearly they had the capability of carving single pieces of granite into containers. Here, it was for the installation of the copper metal vessel on the inside that was cased in red granite to contain the pressure. This whole thing is a massive pressure containment system for storage of pressurized gas. And originally this structure was enclosed. It wasn't open
Right.
on the top. That we're utilizing to access the main chamber is not an original part of the structure. It was later excavated by the Persians, which was the first civilization to break into the inner chamber of the step pyramid. And you'll notice here, we start to have some transition. So you remember the color of the bedrock in the southern tomb?
Yep.
Was yellow. Look at the color of this.
Right, dark. Much darker.
So this black stuff, this is soot. So they used to have candles here.
Right, okay, yeah.
Or something, and you can see
yeah.
the soot
Yeah.
that's rising up out. So this is soot. The bedrock itself is permeated. So this, in terms of geological fossil fuel investigation or looking for hydrocarbon deposits, this is exactly what the cap of a deep bedrock methane natural gas deposit looks like. And this black material is a result of the ancient decayed organic matter that is embedded in the limestone bedrock that causes the formation of these natural gas deposits deep within the earth. So this facility was utilized for the extraction of those bedrock methane deposits. Yeah, so 32 pieces of red granite, the central plug being the 33rd piece of the component. And a couple interesting things to note from an archaeological perspective. You see that huge crack in the bedrock there?
Yep.
The whole structure is gradually, slowly but surely collapsing.